Hey, I'm Carey, and I'm excited to share with you some improvements we recently shipped in Weights and Biases. A lot of enterprise customers use WMB for managing very complex projects, like this one. There are lots of experiments, metrics, and hyperparameters in this project, and it's tough to find the thing that really makes a difference. Let's see how WMB can make this easier for you. First, we can see a lot of metrics being logged here. And right now, I'm mostly interested in figuring out the right learning rate, so let me search for those metrics. I can see I have 3 charts here, but they're buried in all my charts. So I'll create a new section above, and then drag those charts up into the new panel section. Now, if I start searching for something else, those charts end up in their own section, so I can get back to them, but it's just called panel section. So let's rename that from the menu, rename section. And I'm calling that learning rates. And now if I want these charts to be up at the top of the sections, I can actually pin this and it'll show up at the very top of the page. So that's the new Workspace Pinning feature. Next, let's talk about run search. So you can see in this project, there's 1,000 different runs. So how do I find the runs I care about? Well, if you're coming from something like TensorBoard, you might use very long run names to capture things like learning rate or other hyperparameters you care about. And in Weights and Biases, you have regex search. So I'll paste in a regex here, and that actually filters down to all of the runs that match that search, and it also filters the charts here on the right-hand side. But a lot of folks don't really want to be using regex, and in fact, we make it really easy to filter using the filters built into WMB. So if I expand out the runs table, you'll see all of the different hyperparameters and metrics that you logged to the run here in the table, and you can directly filter on those. So here I'm adding a filter for learning rate, and I can pick all runs greater than, say, 0.2 learning rate. And so this allows me to do dynamic filtering directly in the table, and then I can turn those filters on and off. So there's a memory, it saves the filters that you have here. So those are 2 options to search and filter down your runs, especially in massive projects. Next, let's talk about launch. Our users really care about making sure their compute is fully utilized, and they can achieve this using launch, which easily connects users from WMB to the compute environment of their choice. So in this project, we've actually already defined some launch jobs. So going over the Jobs tab, I can see this training job, and this trains a model given some set of hyperparameters. I can see some previous runs created from this job here. So now if I click launch, I can see the hyperparameters and actually tweak the settings so I could change learning rate. And I can pick the queue. So this is the destination where the machines will run my job. So this Kubernetes cluster will pull down this job, and I can actually create custom queue configurations. So in this case, the MLOps team at our company has set up some parameters that I can tweak for the queue itself. In this case, I want to change the amount of memory and the GPU count for this job. And the benefit of this is it makes it really accessible for me to easily launch model training or evaluation or other runs onto our compute without having to jump through a lot of hoops. So now when I click launch now, that job will get launched directly onto our launch queue. So we just walked through how to do this manually, rerun a training job on your compute. But how do you do this automatically? Say automatically when there's a new data set to train on, or when training finishes and you want to automatically run an evaluation job. So we actually have made this easier with a new secrets feature. So coming into the team settings, for your team you can set up team secrets. So on the settings tab, I'm scrolling down to the secrets section, and in team secrets, I already have 2 set up, GitHub Actions and the OpenAI API. So this makes it easy to connect WMB to those external systems to launch jobs or do other actions. And here I can create a new secret and add AWS. And once I've added this secret, I can now use that in automations. So this is making it easier to connect WMB to external systems. I'm really excited to share these features with you all, and I'd love to hear your feedback, so please don't hesitate to reach out.